And a what's up, everybody, and a pleasant good evening on this beautiful Wednesday evening. My name is Steve. This is the Put It in the Book Show. Got a few friends of mine here that I'll introduce in just a second, and we'll let you know why we're all garbed up here in just a moment as well. I am Steve again. This is the Put It in the Book Show, Season 3, Episode number 17. This is producer Joe to the left. You'll never know it because he's in a perfect disguise. This is Rodriguez down beneath me, and you'll never know it because he's in a perfect disguise. And right down, oh, I'm out of practice. Damn you. Ugh. Right down here, Keith, who's on mute, and you wouldn't know that unless you were trying to listen and you couldn't hear him, and he's in a perfect disguise. So let's get this going. Keith, I'm going to hand it over to you for some Brooklyn Water coffee action.
Let me go mute and give the advertisement.
do. Oh, sorry.
Farachi's apology and this segment is brought to you by this segment of sharing, because sharing is caring. So if you really care, you'll share Brooklyn Water Coffee Roasters with your friends and family today. Brooklyn Water Coffee Roasters is the finest coffee in all of the land. They have amazing flavors such as dark roast, dark chocolate, dark chocolate, dark roast, dark chocolate, and it is a guilt-free treat. It has 0 calories. How many calories, Farachi?
Zero.
Winter Wonderland is another amazing flavor. They have Drunken Pig, and don't worry, no animals were harmed in the making of this delicious treat. Who doesn't like bacon and drunkenness? I mean, you know. They have the other line of coffee, which is 15% more caffeine, and there's coffee within that line, such as a jacked up cupcake, which is like what we call our friend Rodriguez over here. We also have Cinnabuzz, which is one of my personal favorites. Another one that's not a part of that line, but is really amazing, is Morning Wood, which is what Farachi gives me every week. All of these treats and more are available on www.brooklynwatercoffeeroasters.com. Go there today, act now, act tomorrow, or even act yesterday if you can go back in time, and put in the code STAY HOME and get your 3rd bag free. Sharing is caring. Send a bag out to your friends, family, or just be greedy and have all 3 bags and flavors for yourself. Try different treats today. www.brooklynwatercoffeeroasters.com. From their roaster to your front door, guaranteed to ship within 24 hours of its roast date.
That was amazing. That was clear, concise, and I just shared to a group that has nothing to do with the Mets. Oh, look at that.
Nice.
Acme Consultants.
There you
Does
go.
the arms on the bottom?
50 new viewers.
Acme Arms.
All right. You did that very well, and you caused me to do something that I didn't want to do.
It's because...
But that's okay, because that group, I don't care what the group is about, there's Mets fans in there, because there's Mets fans all over. Let me do the Mets-Yankees rivalry here, and we are ready to roll. So I think maybe we might as well just do this right at the forefront, right? We're all in disguise. It is the anniversary. I think it's 20 years now, 21 years. The anniversary of Bobby V, maybe the most fun manager the Mets have ever had.
Absolutely.
Either him or Art Howe, right?
I have no AC. So my mustache hair is self-narrowing.
Oh, don't worry. I'm gonna wax myself when I take this off. For all those of you who joined so far, welcome. Lady P, Barbara, Mom, Frank, thanks for joining us, and thanks to all the people who are joined us thus far. So the Mets moment of the week, there was only one real option for us, and that was Bobby V getting tossed from a game and coming back like this. There's nobody over there to me that like this and like this and like this down there. And David, what's up, buddy? Welcome to the show. Let's get that going real quick. But
let's get it started in here.
Oh, look at you!
I was made you sing. You saw that?
That was very good. But I do want to say that for tonight, and maybe go forward. We have a new spiel here for the Mets Moment of the Week. And so this Mets Moment of the Week is brought to you by Sterling's Paradise, serving the most authentic Haitian food in South Florida. They are located at 360 State Road 7 in Margate.
Ooh, got a woo-woo for that.
He loves Sterling's Paradise. He loves that griot. Griot, fried turkey, so many other options. They serve breakfast, they serve lunch, they serve dinner. And then Mondays and Thursdays, they have a lunch special for tasso turkey and griot for $9. So check them out if you're in South Florida. Phenomenal food. It's delicious. I love the pork because if it ain't swine, I don't dine. So let's get to the Mets Moment of the Week so that we can remove this this ridiculousness that we got going on here.
Yes, please.
Mine's really taped on there. I've had this on for like 30 minutes before the show started. All right. This is so there's two videos that I'm going to play here. So bear with us here, and here we go. And by the way, we're going to see some faces, some names here that are just phenomenal. This right here, we're going to start off. Pat Mahomes on the mound for the Mets.
Poke Mahone?
No, that's not the thing. Where you got Frank? We are in South Florida, so we're Broward County area. We're all
in China.
You're gonna see Pat Mahomes. You can see Bobby Bonilla. You're gonna see I almost said Brett Saberhagen. Oral Hershiser is gonna make an appearance here. So let's get, and Ray Ordonez is gonna make an appearance. Here we go. This is the Mets Moment of the Week.
So they could keep Mahomes, go to 12 pitches, drop a position player, or maybe Mahomes would be the pitcher to go down. Runner going, they pitch out. Piazza's throw, not handled.
Come on, Ordonez.
And it's a stolen base, number 21 for Shannon Stewart.
Wait a minute now. Uh-oh. What happened here? Did he make contact with the glove? Oh, a catcher's? No, not a catcher's ball.
Go get him, Bobby.
Rebeck awarded first base.
Interference?
I think Bobby Valentine might be arguing that in an attempt to protect the base runner, Stewart stepped across home plate.
Let's see if he crossed up. You can make contact. Take a look again. Piazza goes out for the pitch out.
I don't even see Rebeck.
I know. I don't know what they called right there. I have no idea what they called. Piazza way out in front. Maybe they're saying he's too far out in front, and Rebeck didn't have an opportunity to even throw the bat at the ball. Now, I'll tell you what, if Rebeck throws the bat at the ball, he hits Piazza. And a lot of times on a pitch out, a hitter will throw the bat at the ball.
I think from that angle, that was the call that Piazza got out too quickly.
Couldn't do it.
And now Ricky leads off the bottom of the 13th against Graham Lloyd and takes a strike.
Bobby V.
Henderson, Alfonso.
Bobby Bonilla.
Pitcher is in the third slot. John Olerud having been replaced as part of the double switch.
Bobby Valentine, the dugout.
Wait.
Must be a trainer we haven't seen before.
Well, Bobby was thrown out on that catcher's interference call, and he's gone incognito. Sorry, Skip, we got you.
All right, so that was that, and I'm going to do one more video, and this is a quick one. Bobby Valentine talking about that moment. Here we go.
I'm throwing stuff around the clubhouse. I'm kicking stuff and hurting myself. And Robin Ventura, who I pinch ran for, is up there, and he says, "You got to get back out there. Those guys don't even know who's in the bullpen." So I put on the sunglasses. I have the T-shirt on. I pulled the hat that he threw kind of down a little low, and I went in the training room to see what it looked like. And I looked in the mirror, and I looked down, and I saw those stickers that you pull off and you put underneath your eyes in a sunny day, right? And I pulled one off, and I put it over here. And I pulled another one off, and I put it over here. I looked in the mirror. I looked at them, and I said, "They'll never know."
Oh my God!
Classic.
What a moment! All right, are we gonna unshade shade?
Mets comedy. That's one of the best moments, and baseball, I should say, not just Mets.
Are we taking it all off, fellas? Yeah, we're ready.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh my God, it's so much brighter now. Okay, here's the big reveal here. Oh, this is not going to go well.
Oh man, that smell of Sharpie.
The things that we do. Look at this. The things that we do to entertain our fans. Okay, that went better than the first one. All right, so we're back. I'm Steve. Got producer Joe now. We can see who everybody is now. Rodriguez down there, a little Keith action down there. Lots to talk about. Good deal of baseball. A couple of things that we're going to repeat from the last 6-7 weeks, just because things are just very fluid right now and things are moving around. But let's start off with some good news here. The Mets are the champs. The Mets are the champions.
That's right.
So I don't remember what was it on Major League Baseball site or was it a different site, Rodriguez?
I don't know. It was Dream Bracket 2 or something.
Yeah.
And they ended up beating up on the well, not beating up, but winning 7 games against Seattle.
Damn, they took us to a 7th game. All right.
7 games, yeah.
So in the championship was the 86 Mets against the record-breaking 2001 Seattle Mariners, who won 116 games that year, and I think lost in the first round of the playoffs.
Garbage.
Exactly. Frank, okay, so we're going to get to the ownership situation in just a moment here. But yeah, so they simulated the games. They had announcers. It was this whole deal, all this stuff through the quarantine and coronavirus stuff. Just trying to find entertainment, like some guys doing a show with tape as mustaches. So that's what that is. The Mets won. That's it. Done. The Yankees lost in the first round. Get out of here. I don't even remember what year they pulled them from.
Both their teams lost, right? In the first round.
Oh, there were two skanks in there.
I think everyone had 2 teams.
Okay, I didn't see the second Mets team.
Yeah,
okay.
The Mets had the 69 Mets. They lost in the first round, and the 86 Mets, the best team ever.
I bet you if you put the 2006 Mets and the 86 Mets in separate sides, they would have faced each other in the championship. Now, 2006 was a very good team.
Not better than 86.
No. 86 would have won, but they would have faced each other in the championships.
Maybe. That would have been fun to watch, though. That would have been great to see.
That's great baseball right there.
Yeah.
All right. Ownership situation. What in the hell is going on now? All right. So we know about the A-Rod stuff. We know about the Cohen stuff that was going to happen in December. Then it kind of fell apart in February when, God forbid, the new owner wanted to take control right away and not wait 5 years. So now the newest entry into the Mets potential owners is Josh Harris, who owns the New Jersey Devils and the Philadelphia 76ers. I don't know how I feel about that. It's either, a 76ers owner buying the Mets or A-Rod buying the Mets. So just a quick quote here from our favorite radio host, and that's Mike Francesa. He's saying that the Mets should just stand pat right now just because of the situation and the potential that they're not going to get as much money for the team because this is a down year and the revenue stream is not going to flow in, as it normally would. So he says the Mets are in such a spot right now where they would give you the team, where they would be giving the team away for 20 cents on a dollar. What are you, crazy? 1 year's revenue in baseball does not impact the asset that a major league franchise, a big sports franchise in New York, is worth. You can't get your hands on these franchises. They come available once every 20 years if you're lucky, and I don't understand what's happening right now. What do you do year to year with these franchises in the secondary phase of these things? You shut down sports for 3 straight months, down to 0. You shut anything for 3 straight months, you're going to hurt it. They're not going to have fans in their buildings this year. Yes, they're going to take a short-term hit. Everybody is. But in 2 years, all will be forgotten. Will they sell the team in that time period? I think they will. So what do you guys think about what Mr. Francesa has to say about this?
Wait, he wants people to, The Mets are worth what, 2.3 billion, billion or something like that? Is it?
It was 2. I think Cohen came in with a bid of 2.6.
2.6. Okay.
But now they're looking at a little bit less, based on so the Mets are the Mets are worth as of April, the Mets are 6th in most valuable franchises at 2.4 billion.
Okay.
But I believe the offer was 2.6 though.
That's why does he think that? What does he think the Mets are gonna all of a sudden be worth like 1.5 billion? Gonna move like $1 billion like right off the bat in 1 year?
Yeah.
That's a dumb statement. Come on.
Yeah, he's saying to wait 2 years.
And then what? And then sell the Mets. What happens in 2 years when the Mets? God forbid, please, Lord. What if the Mets suck and everybody gets hurt or something terrible happens? We are the Mets after all, and then we're not really worth 2.6 billion anymore. We're actually a crappy franchise like the Kansas City Royals. No offense to all the Royal fans, a little bit offense, but a crappy team like the Royals.
Screw you, Royals.
Screw you, Royals. You beat us, douches. Seattle, Texas Rangers, those type of teams, we're going to turn into that team all of a sudden. I mean, come on.
Hey, by the way, can we all agree, the four of us, even Rodriguez, you can agree that
No.
if I would have said that statement, I would have been here in poop and milk.
You want poop and milk though. Every time we get happy, we start talking about anything joyful.
What if the Mets win the next 2 World Series? And they're worth 3.4 billion.
Does it matter to you?
It does.
Does the price of the Mets matter to you?
That gives us more money to spend.
Or to these guys, it doesn't matter really because we're not going to see crap out of it. We're not going to see anything out of it. The rich get richer. We're just going to get
joy. Our joy.
Well, our joy. I would love some joy. Yeah. And
All right, Joe. What do you think about Francesa?
I think Francesca sucks, and I don't like anything he has to say. So I was getting sick just listening to you read it. I heard it in his friggin' voice. I mean, but about the comment, I mean, what is he? He said what? They're gonna make a sale while they're only worth 20 cents on the dollar. What does he think? They're gonna be worth $12 million?
He went super exaggerated.
I mean, I don't think year to year, up year or down year makes that much of a difference in a major league franchise, especially like he said, one in a market like New York. Yep. So I think not for the first and not for the last time that Francesca's full of shit. So
yeah, and I know that Keith, like he listens to Mike Francesa day and night, all day. He loves him some Francesa. So I wanted to save him for last so that he can, we can end this topic on like an upswing and very nice. By the way, Tim Tabala is on. Says what's up, and then he says F Mike Francesa.
Francesa needs to shut his fat mouth. Francesa needs to shut his fat mouth. He don't know what he's talking about. He don't know about $2 billion sales. He don't know about New York franchise sales. He don't know about buying a baseball team. He don't know about running a baseball team. He don't know about taking a shit because his ass is probably shitty every day. He's a moron. He's an asshole. Excuse my language, but there's no really. I can go worse than that, so I'm keeping it as G-rated as I can. He's an asshole. Can't stand him. He has no idea what he's talking about. Don't sell a team. What do you mean don't sell a team? If it's right for the owners, sell the team. If it's not right, don't sell the team. Sucks. In terms of them selling or not selling the team, as a fan, I don't care as long as they sell it to somebody who's capable and who's going to care for the franchise to bring it to the next level and not strip it down like Jeter did to Miami. That's my bottom line. Francesa, shut your mouth. You don't know crap. Blah, blah, blah. All he does is talk and blow up his fat helium mouth just to get some ratings. But those ratings don't come from me because I can't stand him. He sucks. I don't even know why they pay him to be on the radio. His opinion is dumb. Always.
Even the Marlins made money. Even the Marlins. Come on. They were even.
Of course you make
money. Come on.
Yeah. If you strip down your car all the way down to the chassis and sell it for the same price of the car, you'll make money. And that's what the Marlins did. They stripped everything down and charged all the fans the same price. Same amount of fans are going to the game before and after Jeter bought the team. And they get the TV contracts, and they get the revenue sharing, and they get the advertising. Of course he made money.
Tip says he knows how to fall asleep on air. And then Barbara says, Keith, you use the same tanning product as the one in DC.
Yeah.
Yeah, Keith's got an orange glow going on today.
Actually, it's funny. I think it's the lighting in this room because even when I do regular Zoom, with my friends and stuff, it's the same thing. So I was thinking of getting one of those cheapy stand-up reading lamps to kind of blast some white light on me to see if it takes away that Trumpish glow because it is kind of gross.
Now, if we only had a Smurf on here, then Mets orange and blue. Boom.
Give it to yourself. Give it to yourself.
Hey! Look, at the same time as we're discussing whatever we're going to discuss today, the draft is going on. It's shorter this year, but there's less minor league teams now, so it's gonna be shorter. So just to give you the first 6 picks are in. The Tigers took a first baseman out of Arizona State. And he is a plus power, and the only reason I'm reading this because it's Detroit and nobody cares. He's drawn comparisons at the plate to New York Mets star Pete Alonso.
Yeah.
So that's the comparison. Pete Alonso got picked. Actually, Pete Alonso was 2016, and he got picked in the 4th round. So that's that. If he's half as good as you wish you're Pete Alonso. Get out of here. You know what? What's his name? Oh, Jesus.
Everybody wants what we have now.
Spencer. His name is Spencer Torkelson. Torkelson. Torkelson.
Gonna fit real nice on a jersey.
If MLB
rolls
was
right
smart,
off the tongue.
Kind of expanding on this topic a lot. If the MLB was smart, they would work with college teams and market the college baseball the way college is the college football, because I don't know who the hell these guys are.
No.
I watch the highlight reels when I get drafted, but
exactly.
football, you know who guys are from the junior year on. If MLB was smart, they would create that hype and create different layers of excitement coming into the league.
And what better way to generate that than being the only sport playing at a certain time? Baseball, get it together. We'll get there. The Baltimore Orioles picked the right fielder, Heston. That's the last name.
Right.
The Marlins chose Max Mayer, right-handed pitcher from Minnesota. The 4th pick with the Royals, they picked. What is wrong? They don't even have it up here yet. They did say the first 6 picks were in, but only the first 3 are showing. So screw you guys. All right, ownership situation. Frank says, is there a conflict of interest between owning a team in Philly, Jersey, and New York? I don't think so. I just don't think they'll fully vet him if he becomes a serious potential owner, but we'll see. But I don't think it's any conflict of interest. Tim says that's why the NFL is an event and the other drafts are just drafts. I mean, the NBA does a pretty good job, but it is baseball lags behind in certain areas.
The NBA is second to the NFL, but they do a pretty decent job, absolutely. Yeah. But the MLB, if they were smart, if you create that multi-layer fandom for baseball, you watch these kids, and if they make it, it's like if you watch a college kid. If you watch this college quarterback, he makes it to the NFL and becomes a star. You're kind of emotionally attached to that kid from a sports perspective because you've been watching him since college, and you kind of wear that as a badge. I watched that kid in college. And if baseball would have kind of take advantage of that and the passion of baseball fans to extend that, it may be something, but baseball is not the best at marketing. They're really not. They just have some loyal fans who we are so emotional about the game. We stick with them, but they're really not the best at marketing.
It's a little different though, guys. Think about it. The NFL draft, once the NFL draft happens, those guys are on the team and they're fighting for a spot on the basically the pro team. When you're drafted in the MLB draft, you basically go to the minor leagues for a year or 2, maybe even 3, depending on how young you are, or whatever. So it's sort of a little bit different. Oh, forever or never even make it. You're right. That's true. So it's a different type of draft where they're picking their guys to come to the team and help them right now. They're established stars. If they're first round picks, they're guys that they believe are going to make a contribution to the team right away. Even the first round picks that they have in the MLB draft, they're not going to make a contribution for the next 2 to 3 years. So it's a different type of draft. But, they should make a bigger deal of it. I agree with that.
It's because the major leagues have 3 minor league teams, and NFL doesn't, and the college players are their minor league team.
Right.
You know what? You know what the
So-
big difference to me is, Joe, is the pitching talent. So, I mean, there's some hurlers in college level and stuff like that, but once you get into the major leagues, it's very different. The speed of the game is different, and the pitchers are so much more talented. Their off-speed stuff is more on point. You know, it's a little different. You know, so I don't know how to remedy that, but MLB, if they haven't already, should do some analytics and take a look at that and see if they can leverage it. If not, then not. But
just hype it up. Just hype it up like football and every other league does. Hype it up, no matter what. If the guy makes it or the first round, whatever it is.
But even if you watch a kid like with Pete Alonso, you know, as soon as he got drafted by the Mets, I was watching him. I was pumped about this kid, and only because I'm a corny Met fan and I watched the AA system and all that, and check out the Coney Island system. But you know, people, you know, the Mets and baseball in general should leverage that. If you watch a kid grow throughout the farm system, even you have a more attachment to that kid. You want to watch.
That's not the draft. We're talking two different things. Two different things. The draft is getting picked.
It starts at that. But my point is, it starts at the draft and then continues on through their career in the major and minor league circuit, whatever it may be.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we can all agree that baseball can do a better job at marketing in general. Like, big stars should be big stars. It shouldn't just be like, you know, regional things and whatnot. But, you know, hopefully they get better with this. But so quick, rapid fire. Would you rather? Let's keep talking. What happened?
What?
No, Keith is gone. Can't hear you.
Sorry, I muted myself. The birds. You don't hear those birds?
I do hear the birds. It's making me smile.
It was for the first 20 minutes.
George joined us. What's up, buddy? Let's go Mets. Yes. Tim says that's why I always have a soft spot for Notre Dame players unless they go to the Cowgirls. And then Tim says, I agree, Keith. I love when a guy gets called up who I watched in Scranton or Staten Island. Yeah, exactly. So you kind of want to follow these guys up the system. So as we talk a little bit more about the draft, and I don't think we'll be on air still when we get to our number, which is where we go to at 19. One thing that is working in our favor is that we got an extra draft pick between our first and second or second and third for Zach Wheeler, because he signed. So that now that feels even better now, especially if whoever we pick pans out. But it still feels just a little bit better because number one, Philly's overpaid. We talked about that, and number two, now we got a draft pick in his spot. Who knows if the Phillies got this guy this year and we don't even play, or he decides not to play because it's well documented his wife is pregnant and he might not want to do this thing. Frank, gotta go. Thanks for joining us for the time that you did watch, and you can watch the rest of it later. It's gonna be online. It's gonna be all over the place. Want to just run through. We've done this before, kind of, but some of the first round draft picks that the Mets have taken. 1980, Billy Bean.
Turned out to be a good pick for the
Athletics.
Yeah.
But that is the I guess for Billy Bean, like when you watch the Moneyball, you see the whole thing. The scouts going out and this guy's got everything. He's a 5-tool guy, and they go out and they want to make him an offer, and he's deciding between college and like this is real life stuff that very talented kids go through.
No, just want to say, Frank, sorry, but no, brother, no.
No, I do have some news on that. I just saw some news pop up a little while ago.
But yeah, to your point, Frachi, my apologies.
No, you're good. But that's how things happen. And so this guy gets signed to a signing bonus and whatnot, and just shits the bed. And then he becomes one of the greatest GMs in history, pulling off, the Moneyball thing where Famously, he's replacing big stars with guys who can just get on base. I don't care what else they do; they get on base, and that's it. So, like, you got Billy Bean and Darryl Strawberry, hits and misses. Hubie Brooks, Wally Backman from the '70s, Dwight Gooden, Calvin Schiraldi.
Oh, that was a good pick right there. Wait, what was he again?
That's great. Greg Jeffries from '85. Chris Donalds.
Terrible pick.
Ugh.
Who, Jeffries or Donalds?
No, Sean Abner. I was watching a show today where they said that Sean Abner and this catcher that the Mets had drafted number 1 in '67, both number 1 picks, were in the top 5 worst picks of all time.
Nice. It was '66. The Mets drafted a catcher, Steve Shilcott.
Yeah, close enough.
'67 was John Matlock.
Not even Mets history, just all time. That's terrible.
Yeah. Yeah, George agreeing. Baseball by far the most difficult draft. Just going through again, like you got guys like Jeremy Burnitz, Bobby Jones, Preston Wilson, who Preston Wilson came up a shortstop. I forget about that. But
Terry Blocker.
He turned into Mike Piazza.
Terry Blocker's middle name was Richard.
Preston Wilson, that was a great pick. Like you said, it was Piazza.
Yep, and then came Paul Wilson. Jay Payton had some decent hits for us, a couple home runs in the playoffs. And then as you get into the 2000s, it's Aaron Heilman, the captain David Wright, Scott Kazmir, who we turned into what? What was that guy's name? That pitcher? Oh my God. Carlos Zambrano. No, Victor Zambrano. It wasn't even the best Zambrano.
Oh my God.
But Kazmir didn't see like this is part of it. Like Kazmir came up like stud. He's gonna be a stud. And then when they traded him that year, that was 2002 or 3, and it was like, oh, the Mets are giving up the whole season. They're giving up the farm, and he pitched okay for the Rays for a season or two, but and it didn't help us either. So last things, Millage, Philip Umbar, Mike Pelfrey, Mr. Licking the Forehead. Our favorite first baseman, Ike Davis. 2008, we chose somebody named Reese Havens.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm sorry, I was on mute. Don't forget Pelfrey's mouthpiece.
Yes.
And did you hear me?
Is that what you were doing?
Yeah. Did you hear me? I called Kazmir the modern day Michael Fulmer.
The modern day what?
Michael Fulmer.
Oh my God.
Right, because he was really good out the gate, and that's kind of what Fulmer is heading towards. I mean, he's still young.
He got Tommy John, right?
I believe so, yeah.
And then as you get into the 2010s, you got Matt Harvey, who, we'll just say it here, is drawing interest from Korea and Japan, and that's it. And Rodriguez, says Korea is minor leagues. So that's where Matt Harvey's headed.
Him and Tom Selleck.
That's where he's headed.
All right, and then we'll just run through the rest. Brandon Nimmo, 2011. Michael Fulmer, 2011. That turned into Cespedes. Mespedez now. Was Mespedez. Keith, all right? What are you jumping around? What's Keith doing? He's on mute again. Jesus.
No, I'm not on mute. I was getting a little excited.
Gavin Caccini, 2012. Kevin Plawecki, 2012 as well. Dom Smith, 2013. Conforto, 2014. And then you got guys who are not up or not on our team, and Justin Dunn, Anthony Kay, David Peterson, Kalanick, and is it Batty or Beatty? Keep on going back and forth.
Beatty. I know. I hear it's pronounced differently.
That's right here.
But for baseball, now my camera's all messed up from fooling around. Jesus. For baseball purposes, Batty sounds really cool.
It does. All right, so let's move forward here. And like I said, if we're still on air, which I don't think will be the situation. Huh?
Cheese grater.
All right, so let's get to baseball in 2020. Rodriguez is gone. Keith is, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I'm gonna shut the camera off while I fix this. Hold on, sorry guys.
Well, Joe and I will have a conversation now. All right,
There you
I
go.
can
How
tell
you
you.
doing, Steve?
Joe. Wait,
Yeah.
which one are you looking at? Joe.
You look the wrong way, man.
Because nothing makes sense. You're there.
All right,
You're there.
Steve.
All right. Harry Rose. Okay. One thing that I wanted to bring up with the Bobby Valentine thing. During the anniversary day, whatever it was, a couple days ago, Howie Rose, who's now on Twitter, and is great.
And he's actually great on Twitter.
He is.
Yeah.
He's very good. But I wouldn't expect anything else out of him. But so he said something along the lines of that he took a lot of flack for joking around with the Bobby Valentine thing, and he says, "Look, it was funny." Like,
Yeah,
he said that's one of the bigger problems that I have with baseball is that baseball, unlike the other sports, and this is very true, will not allow you to kind of be yourself. In the NFL, you have the touchdown dances that are now allowed. NBA, they do their thing. But in baseball, if you do a bat flip, it's like, oh my goodness, how dare he? And
130 years of tradition. Yeah.
Right. And CC Sabathia was on the Bill Simmons show, and he said, nobody really cares about it. I don't take offense if somebody, does a big bat flip because, hey, if you do that, I might drill you next time. And that's part of it. And he just came
part
out
of the game. Yeah.
And then, he's a skank, but it was a pretty good interview. And he says, he said that the one thing that he misses the most about baseball with retirement is the unlimited food in the clubhouse. All right, so let's get back to this. So Rob Manfred, who I trust about as much as I can toss all three of you guys, is saying that 100% there will be baseball this year. And I don't trust Manfred because of his nonsense, Keanu Rodriguez.
That was probably the most entertaining thing out of the whole show.
Yes. And it made me dizzy. Rob Manfred, he allowed the whole Derek Jeter, Marlins sell-off stuff to happen down here. And if you've never listened to it, look up the interview he did with Dan Lebatard, where Lebatard just tore him to shreds. All right, so baseball has made suggestions. The players have made suggestions, and it's just been going back and forth. It was first it was an 82 game season, then it was 114 proposed by the players. Then it was a 76 game season proposed by baseball, who said we will not propose any more potential situations here. But then they proposed that 76 game season, 75% prorated salary. And now the current proposal is from the players, and it's an 89 game season. It is a full prorated proposal, full prorated salary. I'm sorry, which also includes expanded postseasons for the next 2 years and a regular season that would end October 11th. Now,
I don't understand the 2 years expanded postseason.
Because it's more revenue for the owners, and that's their compensation for getting full prorated salaries this year. So that's how the Players Association feels that they would make up for it. So that's the situation now. We know from the last few weeks of discussions that the owners don't want to take a chance on ending the season late because of a potential second wave of the coronavirus. So I don't know if the owners really wanted to get the playoffs started in September, and that's where this back and forth thing goes. And now we hear the news that if the sides cannot reach an agreement, Manfred has full autonomy to implement things. So the reported potential implementation from Rob Manfred would be a shorter season, 48 games, so long as the players will receive full prorated salaries. If that ends up being the case, the Players Association would likely not agree to an expanded postseason for the next 2 years and might file a grievance. And we need to negotiate a new contract,
CBA.
collective bargaining agreement. And that's like I think I said a few weeks back, that's the worst possible scenario. Like, you can't agree on a season this year, then grievances get filed, then how are they going to come up with a new collective bargaining agreement? And then we're going to wind up with a strike. So, Joe, what do you think about a 48-game season, which I would assume would start July-ish, July, somewhere between July 4th, July 10th. I know they want to target July 4th. But if they don't start something soon, spring training 2.0 won't get started. And then clearly a postseason that would, I guess, happen in September, and then no expanded playoffs for the next 2 seasons. What do you think?
I think I want to see baseball no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I think I you know what do I think? Doesn't matter. I think I would rather hear an offer that the players are more likely to agree to. The players' only concern is money. Period. The owners are looking long term. Neither one of them is thinking about the damage they're doing to their fans and the sport. I mean, just the whole negotiations for the last month and a half that we've discussed ad nauseum is just it's depressing. It's depressing, and we're diehard fans. I mean, you got the fringe fans that are probably like, F this sport. I don't want nothing to do with them. What do I think of a 48-game season? Great. What do I think of an 89-game season? Great. Just come to an agreement and get on the field already, because there's going to be the NBA playoffs. They're looking to come in right as soon as the playoffs are done, and they would be heroes, and they're missing their chance. So 48-game season, great. Expanded playoffs for 2 years, ridiculous. That's just watered down. I would much rather see the standard playoffs, but fine. Yep. 48-game season. You know what? You got your standard playoffs, and next year you go back to normal, and that's it.
Yep, and like you made mention, the NBA is already set. The 31st of July, they're going to start an 8-game season with 22 teams. They're going to do which I completely get. I completely agree with. 8-game season with just those playoff teams vying for playoff seeding, and then they go from there in the playoffs. NFL is, they should be okay with no fans. We'll see what happens then. And then the NHL has said that they're going to go straight to the playoffs. And it's like every Major League Soccer has announced that when they're going to start. I think it's July 8th. So it's like all these other leagues have their shit together, and baseball is just screwing around. Keith, 48-game season. What do you think?
I just want baseball. I don't like 48-game season, but I'll take it. I don't like the extended playoff, like what Joe was saying. I think it's no. There's a middle ground to everything, and both sides have to loosen up a little bit. If I say 10,000, you say 5,000. 7,500 should be the asking price in the middle, right? So they need to have some kind of in between where they negotiate. But that extended playoff thing, if there's some kind of structure and it's a go forward thing, great. A temporary 2-year thing, no, it's just silly. Then, in terms of the fear of another pandemic outbreak, it's going to happen. It's not going to be at the end of the summer. It's going to be within the next few weeks. I'm certain of it, because starting with Memorial Day weekend and then to the vast protests across the country and the mass gatherings. Although I will say, in a lot of those protests, I did see a lot of people being responsible more than the people on Memorial Day weekend beaches. There's going to be a lot of spread of the virus. Facts are facts. I think that second wave is going to come within the next 30 days or so. We're going to start seeing a huge spike. Hope not. I pray I'm wrong, but
this is worldwide. I just heard this yesterday. Worldwide, Sunday was the most new cases of the coronavirus worldwide ever.
Even the looters and rioters, not beyond the protesters, the looters and rioters had masks on and were more responsible than the idiots on the beach. Memorial Day.
Yes.
Anyway, so I hope not. I hope I'm wrong, but that's just kind of where I'm at. I just want baseball. I'll take a 48 game quick hit season. Boom, just get out there and just intense from game 1 till game 48, and then a playoff run.
Every game counts at that point, right? Which I've always said that every game counts in a 162 game season, because if you blew a 5-run lead on April 12th and you lost you missed the playoffs by a game, that mattered. Let me go through the comments here real quick, and then we'll get to Rodriguez. Wandy says that she loves your background, Keith.
Yeah, off the wall baseball.
Off the wall. Pat says Matt Harvey getting traded to Getting traded KBO for 24 foam fingers. You can't get traded if you're not signed by anybody.
Yeah,
George says they were planning to start. No, we're not planning to start until July anyway. All negotiation tactics, he believes. Think they'll play about 80 games. And then Daddy Lara says 48 game trophies for everybody for just showing up. No extended postseason. It's just watered down baseball.
Playing to the millennial crowd, huh, Pop? Don't do it, please.
I do think that the extended postseason waters it down, but if that's the negotiating tactic, then that gets us baseball. So be it. Rodriguez, what do you think? 48 game season. And before you start, one point that I is not said in here. If they're still going to do the divisions the way that they are, how does the schedule work? 48 games, and there's 10 teams in the division. So 5 series plus it's a couple 4-game series. I don't know.
I would say strictly interdivisional series, and then you play the others. Winners of the other series of divisions if you're the winner of yours.
Yeah. All right, Rodriguez, 48 game season. What do you think?
I don't know about the games. To be honest, I don't want to get caught up on games, but it looks from what I read and heard is that the players want to play deep into November, and the league doesn't want to play deep into November because the medical experts are telling them there may be a second wave of COVID coming around then. And then if you're right in the middle of the playoffs and that second wave hits and you have to shut down, then everything is just garbage.
Yep.
So he wants to, they shouldn't be playing after November anyway. It's too damn cold anyway. All right. So that's one thing.
The playoffs are going to be at Citi Field. I mean, when the World Series is at Citi Field, it's cold.
When the World Series is at Citi Field and it's 32 degrees and it starts to snow, yeah, it's a little cold for baseball.
People's fingers are breaking off while they
you fell one off your fingers. Yeah.
You gotta play. You gotta finish the season by September, like anybody else, like you always do.
Mm-hmm.
Do the playoffs in October and get the season ended by November and move it along. So they just got to figure out the games and the pay deal. According to what the commissioner said, I think he just said it on the MLB right before the MLB draft. I think he's saying that there is going to be baseball no matter what.
Yeah, he said 100%.
Even if he has to do that whole thing and put in 48 games and do whatever he needs to do, but there will be baseball. And it's just about how many games they're going to play, how much the players are going to get paid, the pro rating and all that nonsense. But there will be games. So, just sit tight, people, and wait for the games to start. They'll have to start by mid-July. By mid-July to August, they have to start the games to even get any type of season in or get people ready. So I'm not worried about it. I'm just gonna go with the flow and wait for the season to start.
Yeah, I mean, if let's say they started July 10th, and so you got 3 weeks left in that month. You got 4 weeks in July. That's 7. If you go 1 week into September, that's your 8 weeks. Not me. So if you go full 2 months, then you can play around 60 games and then do your 3 to 4 weeks of playoffs and be done with it. But we'll see. But the Center Sports Talk is going to start doing NBA playoff preview in the next couple of weeks, and I really wish we could be doing a baseball preview before we did an NBA playoff preview.
Can you guys see this? Hold on. Can you explain?
Yeah, but
No.
But in the NBA, they're all going to play in the same place.
Yeah.
They're all going to be huddled together. All teams are going to be in one big complex, and they're going to play in the same place because it's an indoor court.
The bubble.
You know, it's a different type of situation. So
it's gonna be a bubble in Disney World.
Bubble in Disney World. There you go.
Not China, Disney.
Not Disney in China either.
A little bit more on the draft. Kansas City picked a lefty pitcher. Toronto picked a third baseman, Austin Martin out of Vanderbilt, the first name that I can very easily pronounce. And then Seattle took Emerson Hancock, a pitcher, and the Pirates picked Nick Gonzalez, a second baseman. The Padres, who cares? Just kidding. Robert Hassel, center fielder. The Rockies, Zach Veen, a center fielder out of high school. Spruce Creek High School out of Florida. The Angels picked Reed Detmers, who is out of Louisville. And so we're not going to be on the air when the Mets make the pick, but hopefully we get.
You see that high school pick that you just said the Pirates took?
Yeah.
So you look at on the average, you're looking at 3 years for that kid to sniff the majors.
Yep.
Okay, because he's going to go to the minors. So you got to be like a hardcore real fan to follow that kid for 3 years through the minors to see how he's coming up. So that's the difference. That's what makes it a little bit harder for baseball. And even when they promote, it's still going to be hard.
Yeah. So next up are the White Sox, the Reds, the Giants, our favorite Rangers, the Phillies, the Cubs, the Red Sox. Why are the Red Sox getting a pick? They're cheaters. Diamondbacks, and then the Mets are at 19. And it seems that the Mets are looking at pitching for their first.
So the Yankees, Houston, or the Red Sox should not get picks.
None of them.
They're all cheaters.
The Yankees are at the 28th pick, and then
take it away.
Wait, Houston! I thought they forfeited their pick.
Yeah, Houston doesn't have it. Houston has 0 picks in this draft.
Good. Isn't there a supplemental? Isn't there some kind of continuity draft or supplemental draft?
Yeah, no, it's called the competitive balance.
Competitive balance.
And it's picks 30 through 37. That's that. Baltimore, Pirates, Royals, Diamondbacks are in there. The Padres, because they signed a bunch of players and they can never go anywhere. The Rockies they're good every few years.
So all the scrubs.
The Indians are a good team, but they're still a good team. And then the Rays got one from a trade with the Cardinals.
Yeah, that's such a good organization. Jeez.
Tim says, Rodriguez, stop with the cheating with the Yankees. No proof.
So
hey, forget about it. No proof. All right. No proof. 2 more things that I wanted to cover real quick.
We only have Beltran on the team. That's proof enough.
Beltran. Son of a gun. Mm-hmm. Son of a motherless goat, as Roddy Piper would say. MLB Trade Rumors is doing a little series with which teams owe what to certain players over the next 3 years. So they did the Mets today. And so for 2021 on the books, this is not like rookie contracts. These are past rookie contracts. So I'm not gonna say anything about Alonso or any of these guys. You got Jacob deGrom, Robinson Cano, Jerry's Familia, Dylan Betances, Wilson Ramos, and Brad Brock. That's for 2021. $30 million for deGrom, which is a little front loaded because you'll see what's in 2022 and 23. Cano's at $20 million. Familia's at $10 million. Betances at $6 million for next year. Ramos is that a player option? It's a club option, and they're assuming that the Mets are going to buy him out and be done with him at that point. And Brad Brock, same thing, $1.25 million. And then in 2022, you got deGrom at $18.5 million, which is a steal. Robinson Cano at $20 million. Jerry's Familia, we have. Why did we defer $2 million for Jerry's Familia? Just pay the money. Anyway, he's not under contract for 2022, but we will pay him some money, and that's it. Only $40 million on the budget for 2022, and then when you move to 2023, you got only DeGrom and Cano at this point. So I say all that to say the Mets have some wiggle room. If we can get an owner in here that is willing to just do their thing and spend, I think we got a couple of nice free agent years, or or just extending our main guys to ensure that we keep this team together. And then the last thing was the Wilpons took over full ownership of the Mets in 2002. So 18 years, and they have. It's not as bad as I thought it was, but it's still kind of, I don't know, 7 years above 500, 11 years below 500. And
that's history. That's actually not bad.
I was waiting for one of you guys to say, actually, it's not bad at all.
It's bad.
Yeah, it's really not.
In terms of Mets history, it's not bad.
No.
Yep. Mets wise, definitely not bad.
and it's funny. The Wilpons started their original partnership with the Double Days in '86. And so if you go back there, no, not really. The 90s were crap for us. But since I said 2002, so we made the playoffs in 06, 2016, 2015, and then 2016, if you want to count the wild card game as the playoffs, which baseball does. So that is it. I don't have any more topics to discuss. Rodriguez. Ooh, look at this. Oh yeah, to the Red Sox. Are we gonna get more? Oh, where'd you see this? This is news. I didn't even see this. On Tuesday, it was reported that the Yankees presented video evidence. Man, that's like man, snitching, man.
Snitches get snitching.
Serious snitching.
By the Red Sox to the commissioner's office. So was it reported on Tuesday, or did they give it to them on Tuesday? I wonder. Boston has now, man, this is like immature little kid stuff. Boston has now reportedly submitted video of its own that it believes shows New York similarly relaying signs.
Yeah.
More to come on this. This is free information.
Yeah, well, yeah, Red Sox, a lot of the rumors were through the media, the signals from out by the Green Wall and stuff like that, and the Yankees that were talking about using Apple Watches. Yeah, there's lots of crap, until something's proven. But the fact that they're back and forth is pretty funny.
I heard it.
Yeah.
Great fun. California Rangers, baby.
Rumor has it.
Rumor has it. All right, let's do our goodbye for the day. Joe, any parting words?
Baseball, get your shit together, man. The clock is ticking. They're going to play. They know they're going to play. It's all posturing. Just stop torturing the fans. Tell us what the deal is. Tell us what we're going to wait for. Give us something to count down days for. Just baseball, get your shit together.
Stop posturing, assholes. Keith, what you got?
Let's go Mets. Black Lives Matter. Let's get this country in order and get baseball going. Amen.
Let's go Mets. FAN. Amen.
Yeah.
Rodriguez.
That is fun to hear. Listen, we're going to get baseball. Relax. Everything will work itself out. If it doesn't, life goes on. Get over yourselves. Let's go Mets.
Let's go Mets. Baseball, please. I don't believe in all this stuff, but please, baseball, come back. Come back to me. I need you. And like the mustache back. Close the mustache. I'm not putting this back on. Keith's not gonna. You're not gonna peer pressure me into doing that and ripping my hair off my mustache. But I echo everything.
Oh my God, he looks like the Sergeant Schultz. He looks like Sergeant Schultz.
You gotta do.
I
You gotta
see
cut that. Yeah,
nothing.
you gotta put that.
I see nothing.
Pat says, Manfred, you spineless scumbag. I completely agree with you, Pat. But we missed something, guys. We missed something big time here, and it's.
And now Keith's Fuckata of the Week.
Can't believe it.
You muted yourself again, Dobie.
Good Lord.
I just didn't want you to hear me. Fuckers of the Week goes out to the Major League Baseball Association for making stupid ass claims and preventing the progress of the season. Fuckata MLBPA.
Boom.
They're right.
Wait.
Some of
So
the points are right, though.
you're fully against the Players Association right now.
Only because I think the proposal by the owners were pretty good. What was it, 89 games and 75% pay? I thought that was a pretty decent proposal. And for them to come back with 100%, I think they're just sticking to their guns. We want our players to get 100%, and I understand that, but there's a middle ground. We say 100, you say 75. Let's go 87.5. Call it a day and get baseball going.
Yep. Okay. All right. And then I just want to give a little thing on social media. You can follow us all over social media at the PIITB Show on Instagram and Twitter. The Put in the Book Show by Cine Sports Talk is the Facebook group, and the Put in the Book Show is the Facebook fan page. And then the parent company, Cinesportstalk.com. Cinesportstalk.com is the fan page on Facebook. Cinesports Talk without the .com is the group. And then on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, your sister's ass. I can say that because 27-ounce baseball doesn't exist. It's just at Cinesports Talk. And we're trying to do as many shows as possible to keep you entertained. Monday, Kiva catches up. Tuesday, we got the Just Too Sweet show, which actually got moved to tonight this week. So it's going to be right after we go off the air is the Just Too Sweet show, a little wrestling with Tim and the gang, Tim, Eric, and the gang. Wednesday is the Put in the Book show. Thursday is the Empire 161 show. It's our new Yankee show. It's got to do its best business.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, all right.
That's what that boiled down to.
You're a traitor.
I'm not a trader. It's best for business. Eventually, we're gonna expand. We're gonna have shows for all the teams. Tim says the subject that they're gonna be talking about.
You sit on a throne of lies.
A little elf action there. Tim says the subject that they're gonna be talking about top 10, and it's 80s and 90s, I think. Wrestlers to never win a world title. Is it Superfly Jimmy Snuka?
Barry Horowitz.
I figured for sure you would say Superfly Jimmy Snuka.
Barry Horowitz.
Rodriguez.
Superfly was the Intercontinental Champion. I'm not sure if
No, it's the big
world title.
World title.
Okay.
For me, it's Roddy Piper. It's hands down. There's no.
That's number one.
Yeah.
Superfly Snuka number two.
Everywhere.
I mean, these titles are handed out, right? They're not actually won.
Right.
I'm giving you my list. George Animal number 3. Barry Horowitz number 4.
No. So it's fully scripted. Clearly, spoiler.
What?
Don't Keith. But the better you are at your job, that's when you'll get the title put on you.
Salvatore Palomo.
Piper should have won the title. Anyway, so we're doing our best on Cinesportstalk.com. The Friday is the Jader and Kyle show. If you didn't watch last week's show, it was a really good show. They had I can't remember her name. I apologize for that. But they had a guest on from the Schmodown. They talked about the Black Lives Matter movement. They talked about a ton of different things. The Drew Brees comments, all that stuff is what they talked about. So go back and watch that, or listen to it on Apple Podcasts, or all that good stuff. And we'll be back at it next week. Don Morocco,
Intercontinental champion.
Oh, yeah, Don the Rock.
I would want nothing to do with Don Morocco. Kick my ass.
Don't forget Abdullah the Butcher.
Abdullah the Butcher, Mr. Perfect. There's a lot of guys that didn't win the title. All right, we're going to sign off here so we can let the wrestlers get going. I think they're also going to talk about Eric's. And if you guys don't know, Eric, who is Tim's co-host, was a wrestler. And so I think they might be talking about his first ever match. He was trained by the what were the big dudes? Oh my god!
Iron Mike Sharp.
No. Tim, help me out here. I'm the Samoans.
Alpha and Sika.
Yeah, those are guys. And like Eric, if you listen to some of the past episodes, he talked about how he got his ass kicked during the tryouts and stuff like that. So very interesting stuff on that show.
That's all.
Be back at it again next week. All that full lineup, and of course, yes, Black Lives do matter. We'll talk to you guys next week on the Put the Book Show for episode number 18 of season 3.
Barry Horowitz.
Barry Horowitz. We'll talk to you guys later. Peace.
That's the name of the best player.